since I've been diagnosed. Sometimes when I'm like giving myself a shot, people either say like, are you used to that, or does it hurt? Or they'll look at me and like freak out and like, oh, like what? Like, I can't watch, I hate needles. And it just makes me so mad because I'm like, it's not like I like it. And definitely before I was diagnosed, like I was scared of them too. And people would be like, I can never do that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure if a doctor said like, do this and live longer or do this and die, you would do it. You know, most people would. But before I was diagnosed, I was pretty scared of shots, and I hated that my parents always made me get blood draws and stuff. So they bribed me with my pet bunny.
So type 1 diabetes is actually an autoimmune disease where the beta cells of the pancreas are destroyed. Type 1 diabetics, they're not able to produce insulin. So when they eat a meal, they don't produce insulin, so their blood glucose just keeps rising and rising and rising. And so in order to treat the disease, type 1 diabetics have to take insulin.
There is so much medical information that lay people, normal people that aren't medical, have to learn, that it's really overwhelming. And it's overwhelming to families because this is your little baby.
Since it ran in our family, ever since we were little, we would get tested for antibodies, like get our blood drawn every like 6 months or something.
She was once a year.
Once a year.
Since she was 4, she got blood draws to see
and
if
when
they
I
had
was
the
6,
antibodies.
I was the one that the doctors said, I have the antibodies for it. She's probably going to develop it.
They said 85% chance she would have it within 5 years.
Diabetes, whether it's type 1 or type 2, is related to increased risk of heart disease. That's probably it's probably the number one thing that people with diabetes end up dying from is heart disease. But it causes all sorts of other complications like problems with vision, problems with the kidneys. So people often end up on dialysis if they have type 1 diabetes that they don't keep under control. They can end up with problems with wound healing, so then they end up with infections in the extremities. It's not uncommon for people with diabetes to end up needing amputations of toes or feet or legs.
So a lot of times, while it's cool that I can get away with all my friends thinking it's so low key and I'm completely normal, it also sometimes does bug me because when I get emotional about it, I'm like, it is kind of a big deal, and it might affect how long I live, and it might affect what consequences I get, and it affects me always having this
Every
on
single
me,
minute of
and it
every day.
affects
everything she eats.
I've seen people that I am like friends with that known I was diabetic, post like a picture on Instagram of like them eating pizza and M&Ms and be like, haha, I'm a fat ass and hashtag diabetic. I could cry right now. It just makes me so upset. Like, I don't know, I feel like because I just look normal, which is a blessing, I think people don't really take it that seriously, you know?